these are my picks and predictions for UFC Fight Night. Teixeira versus Lewis, and we're upgrading the motherfucking quality, baby. We got the webcam going on, and we got the motherfucking UFC website display. We're seeing everything. We're seeing the odds. We're seeing the fight history. All right. And we even got the blue light filter on, so y'all don't get blasted by some blue light while y'all are trying to sleep. So we're gonna start it off with Fatima Kline versus Melissa Martinez. This bitch is minus 1200, which means I'm going with Melissa Martinez. I'm just kidding. I'm going Fatima Kline by decision, I guess. I recognize both these names, but I honestly forgot who either of these fighters are. Let's see. Martinez. Oh my god, lost to Elise Reed. Yeah, I'm going Fatima by decision. Next up, Ramirez versus... Oh, how do I get out of here? Okay. Ramirez versus Mike Davis. This is such a weird matchup. Mike Davis is really good. Had a close fight with the French dude. The long fucking leggy French guy. Blanking on his name, but had a great scrap with him. Otherwise, has some great wins. Great grappling. Very strong, athletic guy. And Mitch Ramirez, I think it's like 0-1 in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he got fucking knocked out by Thiago Moises. He's 0-1. Why the fuck is he fighting Mike Davis? No clue, but I'm going Mike Davis by first round submission. Next up, Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Walter Walker. And you know what? I'm going Walter Walker. Yeah, he didn't look great in his first fight, but I thought in his last two he looked pretty good. Or was last two or last one? Yeah, lost to Brecksky, and then beat Tafa, and then Mays, which aren't the greatest wins in the world. But I thought his grappling looked pretty legit, honestly. I thought it looked way improved from his first fight. And getting a heel look is not an easy task in the UFC. Also, if you look at Kennedy's record, it's like, alright, you can do MMA math and say that Kennedy beat Brecksky and Brecksky beat Walter. But stylistically, if you look at this matchup, who has Kennedy beat? That's a grappler. Kutalaba, who he was fucking way bigger than, like insanely bigger than, and Devin Clark, who kind of sucks, and he subbed him. I mean, but that being said, I think Walter Walker has a better grappler than both Devin Clark and fucking, maybe not technical grappling, better, like probably pretty similar to Kutalaba. Maybe a bit better, but he's got the size. I do like Kennedy at heavyweight. I think on the feet he fucks most of these heavyweights up, but I feel like we've never really seen his ground game tested. He's got a good ninja choke. He's got good, kind of like front chokes. Darcy's got those long, skinny arms. And you know, it's possible Walter could get caught in one of those. It is going to be hard to take him down because Kennedy is so long. But I think if he is able to take Kennedy down, I'll be able to hold him down. I don't think Kennedy's getting back up under Walter Walker, so I think he's going to find this up. I don't know, I just kind of have a feeling. I'm going to go with the Walter Walker by second round sub. Alright, moving on, we got Lauren Murphy. I thought she retired. Versus Edwarda Moura. What has Lauren Murphy been up to? Oh yeah, she beat me. Forgot about that. Damn, that's a crazy fight history. Shevchenko, Tate, and Entourage. That's kind of wild. Yeah. I mean, she wins sometimes, but I don't think Lauren Murphy's very good. And she's Auntie Do, bro. How old is she? It's gotta say, right? No? Okay. Lovely. I think she's like 38. Adorno. Moura. Lost to Gomez. Beat my girl Ruiz. And beat Macedo. I don't know what the fuck that is. Lauren Murphy. I don't always believe in like, oh, this fighter's old, oh, they're washed, it's over. Like with Volkanovski and shit. Especially. I think people are quick to jump the gun on older fighters. Like fucking Burner's 38, you know? But I do think Lauren Murphy's one of the cases where, yeah, like, she's probably past her prime. Let's keep it a bug. And I think the sport kind of left her in the dust. I don't think she's evolved with the sport, you know? I think she's one of those old school type of fighters that just kind of never changes or adapts their style. And I think these new up-and-coming Brazilian prospects, even if they're not the greatest in the world, I think their games are, you know, new enough, current enough to beat the style of Lauren Murphy. So I'll go Eduardo by 29-28 decision. Next up, Jake Matthews versus Chidi and Njokuani. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I don't know why it's not on the main card. I think this is a banger. I love both these fighters. I've loved Chidi ever since I saw him beat fucking, I think, Michael Morales on the Contender Series. Crazy ass fight. He's got nasty Muay Thai, front kicks, knees, elbows. Oh my god, his elbows are nasty. But he's kind of like a glass cannon. Like, he's not the toughest. He gets hit and he starts to kind of fold it a little bit. But that being said, Jake Matthews, great boxing. Although not a ton of power. And he kind of, I don't know. It's a weird, like some fights he looks phenomenal, and other fights he just kind of gets outclassed. Looked okay against Prado. I thought he was going to destroy Prado, but kind of a bit of an underwhelming performance in my opinion. Yeah, lost to Semmelsberger. Like, he doesn't have the best wins, if we're being honest. And I think resume for resume, Chidi clears, you know? And at welterweight too, Chidi's a monster. He's a massive fucking welterweight. I thought he was like fine size for middleweight. Yeah, he's 6'3", like, and pretty fucking jacked. So yeah, I think Chidi's got more tools on the feet too. Uses a lot of kicks, elbows, clinch, and boxing. Jake Matthews mostly, primarily, you know, a boxer. I don't think he's gonna really be shooting takedowns. He could, but I don't think he has the wrestling game to beat Chidi on the ground. She's got pretty good jiu-jitsu and okay wrestling defense. So I'm going Chidi I'll go by decision. And yeah, I actually put a bet on Chidi because I think minus a 140 is kind of a steal. Like, you look at the guys Jake Matthews fighting. Francisco Prado, who's a lightweight. Philip Rowe, that's not a bad win, but also Philip Rowe's not the best. Lost to Morales, beat fucking Darius Flowers, who hasn't. Lost to Semmelsberger, and then beat Fiallo, who, it was a great win at the time, but Fiallo went on a brutal losing streak after that. And it's like he beat fucking Diego Sanchez, you know? Meanwhile, Chidi, he's, if we can click on him here. Reese McKee, that was kind of a boring fight. Velasquez dos Santos fucked him up. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. That's crazy. He lost to Olasejek. And Duraev, he lost to Duraev. Damn, what the fuck was that? That's wild. Wow. Knocked out Barrio, knocked out Todorovic. Like, he's got some, I think he's got better wins, honestly, than Jake Matthews. And he almost beat Gregory Rodriguez. He was fucking him up. And then he got cooked. But yeah, I'm going GD. I think he has way more ways to win, way more tools. And it's just gonna be the better striker overall. So I'll go GD by decision. And yeah, I think minus 140, 148, whatever, is a steal for GD, honestly. Alright, next up, Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis. I was gonna put a bet on Chris Curtis, but at the minus 325, I don't know if that's really worth it. That being said, I think Chris Curtis is winning this fight easily. Like, this is a big mismatch, in my opinion. Max Griffin is like one of the goofiest fucking fighters. Every now and then he just has like good power and he drops someone with like a right hand. But he's got such a goofy, like weird stance. And he's like not very technically good. Sometimes he'll surprise you. But yeah, I think he's over the hill for sure. And yeah, I mean, beating Jeremiah Wells is actually pretty decent. But then he lost to fucking Chiesa by sub. And I think Chris Curtis is really good. He was low-key beating Kopylov. He was, the fight was getting away from him in the later rounds, but he was doing very well against Kopylov until he got head kicked in the third round. But yeah, I think Chris is good. I think he's definitely like bottom of top 15 level, especially at welterweight too. I didn't even realize this was at welterweight, which is good, bro. I don't know why Curtis was always fighting that. He was like Buckley. Like, why are you fighting that middleweight, bro? I know the weight cut sucks, but you're a 170 pounder. Yeah, I think Chris is good. Great boxing. Phenomenal defense. Oh, insane takedown defense. I'm going Chris Curtis. Bye. I could see him getting a knockout, but in his recent fights, he's been a bit of a kind of decision merchant. So I'll go Chris Curtis by decision. But like dominant decision. Like fucking 30-26 maybe. Next up. Junior Tafa versus versus Junior Tafa. Has Tokkos had a win in the UFC? Let's investigate. He has not, but he lost to good guys, Sterling and Sai. Not bad. This guy's a middleweight. I don't know why he's fighting that light heavyweight. Junior Tafa kind of sucks, to be honest. I mean, like, who has he beat? Who the fuck is Sharoff? Beat Parker Porter. Lost to Usman. I mean, I don't know, bro. Both these guys should probably not be in the UFC, to be honest. I'll go Tafa. I think he's a bit more dangerous. Tokkos. I could see him having success in the grappling. That's probably what he'll do. But, I don't know. Tafa has a lot of power. He's Australian. I'll go Tafa by, like, in first round knockout. Such a dumb fight. I don't give a fuck if Tafa's finisher. Why the fuck is this on the main card over Griffin and Curtis in Ryan Sheedy and Jake Matthews. And fucking Kennedy and Walter Walker. Like, if you're gonna put, I don't know. Let's just, I know the UFC thinks this will be a fun fight, and it probably will be, but, are you kidding me? Skill-wise, at least, these are, like, probably the two worst fighters besides, like, Lauren Murphy on the card. And maybe, like, Melissa Martinez. I don't know. But they're the worst male fighters on the card. For sure. And they're on the main card. I don't give a fuck if it's an exciting fight. Like, there's zero at stake. There's zero, like, interest, intrigue, you know? Which, like, we all love to see a good knockout, but why not see a good knockout on the prelims? Anyways, yeah, Tafa, first round knockout. Next up, Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Bit of a weird one. I do like that Vitor is moving up to heavyweight. I do think that's a good move. He's a fucking massive light heavyweight. One of those like muscly, explosive guys, and he has good cardio, like sneaky good cardio. He doesn't have a lot of output, so maybe that helps, but the dude has some fucking power. That being said, he's kind of a left hook. Ooh, left hook merchant. He kind of just spams left hooks, which is what got him caught versus Dustin Jacoby, but he's low-key winning that fight. I think he's very good. Had a great knockout over Pekauskas. He's a scary guy, you know. He's been on a bit of a skid lately, but I never thought he'd, like, when I'm watching these fights, I was never like, oh, this guy sucks. Like, this guy's way overhyped. He's a left hook merchant, but the dude is fucking powerful, fast, strong, and not a terrible striker. Austin Lane, he's like a football player, and he kind of sucks. He beat Despain just by taking him down, but yeah, got cooked by Pinto Bean. Lost to Tafa and Lane, or Anthony's. Yeah, I think Vitor knocks this guy out round one. I don't think Austin Lane is very good at all. I think he's improving. I think he's been looking better throughout his, UFC run, but yeah, I'm gonna go Vitor on this one. Who knows, maybe Austin can grapple, football tackle him, and hold him there, but I'll go Vitor by second round knockout. Next up we got Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charriere. I know Du Choi is very good looking back, but I put a bet on Nate Landwehr because I kind of forgot about Du Choi's recent fights, and I just remember being really skinny against Cub Swanson and like kind of old. I'm like, oh, this guy's a hunk, but he's actually just 33, and he's been getting way better, and he put on like 10 pounds of muscle, and he fucked up late Nate Landwehr. And Nate, in that fight, looked like he never trained a day in his life, bro. He looked fucking terrible. He was getting uppercutted to hell. Just looking like he was moving through molasses. Slow as fuck, no power, no speed, like, just high guard, getting cooked. Just getting that shit penetrated, no homo. I don't think Moura is that great. I think he's okay. I think he's like maybe top 25. But I think he'd get cooked by anyone in the top 15. Did he beat Nathaniel Wood? I think Nathaniel won that, right? Yeah. Lost to Mariscal. Yeah, he doesn't really have any good wins. So, I mean, we could see an upset here. I wouldn't be surprised if Nate comes out stronger this fight and takes it to Morgan Charriere. But yeah, Charriere's jacked. He's pretty good. got a bad record, but it's deceiving. I don't know. Yeah, I just see Morgan winning this one. I don't know how to explain it. Just after that last fight, I cannot trust Nate Landwehr to win a fight, especially against someone that's going to be pretty big and strong and, powerful. So I'll go Morgan Charriere by decision. I think Nate is very hard to finish, so I don't really see that happening. I could see Morgan gassing out, getting out volumed, maybe gassing out in the third, and Nate coming back, but we go Morgan by 29-28 decision. Next up, Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. This Steve Garcia guy, he looks like an elf, but this dude has been on a fucking tear. He's got the golem, those little statues on old, vampiric kind of buildings. Those little columns. Hold on. This is not what I'm talking about. Maybe it's Gremlin. Yeah, this motherfucker. There we go. Alright. I was worried. Oh, gargoyle. That's what's called, gargoyle. Tell me this does not look dead like Steve Garcia. Come on now. This dude is a gargoyle, but he's a dangerous fucking gargoyle. And it's weird, he's, how tall is he? UFC never gets that shit right. Anyways, it doesn't matter if they're fucking 6'3", the UFC put him at 5'11" or 6'7", but oh my god, what the fuck? How goddamn tall is he? I hate the UFC website, bro. Oh, here we go. Nope. Alright, I guess we'll never know how fucking tall he is, but he's pretty skinny and has a weird sneaky power. The dude fights like he's the definition of a marauder. It's insane, bro. His streak is nuts. Look at this shit, bro. Against Chase Hooper, 2022. First round knockout. Fought Norton Becke. Second round knockout. Fought Mexiquel, whatever the fuck his name is, Costa. Who's pretty good. Boom. Round 2. TKO. Fucked him up, dude. Just marauded his ass. And then Joy, first round knockout. I was gonna say Kyle Nelson, another first round knockout, which I think was an early stoppage, if I remember correctly. But regardless, this motherfucker against decent competition, not the greatest, but solid competition. Has 5 fights. And 3 of those coming by first round knockout, 2 of those coming by second round knockout. That's insane. 5 knockout streak against decent fighters in the UFC. This dude's been on a tear. It sucks we don't get to see him versus Edson Barboza. I thought that would have been a great fight, but I was low-key worried for Edson in that one, because his boxing defense is not great. But dude, people forget, man. People forget. Calvin Kattar, man. He knocked out Jeremy Stevens with an elbow. He fucked up Giga Chikadze. I'm going Calvin Kattar by, fuck it, we'll go third round knockout. I think Calvin is another level. Steve Garcia's beat decent guys, but no one in the top 15. Galvin is kind of old, but I think he's got enough juice left in the tank to beat a guy like Steve Garcia. And he has very clean boxing and solid power. Like, no one really wants to trade with Calvin Kattar. Even Zalal was saying, like, yeah, that guy hit me once and I was not fucking with it. So I dipped and I ran away the whole fight. So I think Calvin's still got it. If you look at who he's lost to, Arnold Allen, Aljamain Sterling, and then Zalal, I think all those guys definitely beat Steve Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Damn, he's on a 4-fight losing streak. That's tough, dude. I forgot about the Emmett fight, but a lot of people say that was a robbery. I low-key thought Emmett won, to be honest. Yeah, I think Kattar's good enough. I think he's sharp enough in the boxing. I think his defense is going to be good enough to not kind of fall in the same trap of getting pressured and just falling to the long combos of Steve Garcia. The fuck was that? What the hell? Sorry. So yeah, I'm going Calvin Kattar, round 3, TKO. I actually put a bet on him. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm trying to think of if anyone's really cracked the chin of Calvin Kattar. I don't know if that he's gotten ever knocked out, right? I know he's been in the UFC for a while. Yeah, I don't think he has been. Yeah, never been knocked out, at least in the UFC. I think he's still got the boxing skills to beat Steve Garcia, because Steve isn't taking him down. Steve probably isn't throwing a lot of kicks. I feel like Calvin's gonna be able to kind of like counter, like cover, use head movement, slip roll, and then counter with a good shot and rock Steve Garcia. So yeah, I'm going Calvin Kattar, round 3, KO. Maybe round 1 though, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it's the big. I think there's value on Kattar at plus money for sure. Even though Steve's on a nuts streak, I still think Calvin is a level above. Next up, go main event of the evening. This one's fucked up, bro. I hate the UFC for doing this shit. They're kind of doing it in the main event too, but it's also just like Derek Lewis, so it's kind of how it is. Come on, bro. Really? Y'all aren't gonna give my boy, Stephen Wonderboy, an unk fight. Y'all are giving Chiesa fucking Court McGee, but Stephen has to fight goddamn Gabriel Bonfim off like a first round submission. Are you kidding me? He's like 42, 43. Let him have some unk fights, man. He's putting work for your fucking company. This is how you treat him. You give him a fucking Brazilian prospect with a phenomenal ground game. Come on. Give him a striker, bro. Like, I hate it so much. Give him MVP. I know people think that'll be a boring fight, but I low-key think it would be fun. Or at least interesting. I'm going Bonfim by sub. I've believed in Wonderboy this whole time. I keep picking him, and he keeps losing. And I'm just disappointed every time, because when he beat Jeff Neal, when he beat Kevin Holland, I'm like, dude, this guy's still got some shit in the tank. Like, this guy's still really fucking good on the feet. And then he's just been getting out-grappled, and then he was low-key beating Buckley. I thought he was 2 rounds up in the third, and then thought he was going for a takedown. Came in with the hook and just got caught, bro. It was so devastating. It was so fucking sad. Yeah, I think Steven still got it, man. But the last fight, the Buckley fight, even though he's winning, I didn't like how he was fighting. He was backing up, like he was letting. He wasn't circling at all. Like O'Malley, when he gets backed up, he almost like basketball fucking jukes you. Switches directions, does shit to get out of the way and continue circling and not get cut off. But Steven was just like literally hopping back against Buckley until his back was like against the cage. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna get shot on. You're against the cage. You got nowhere to go. You gotta circle before you get to the fucking cage. And he was just spamming right hands. He was just like only throwing right hands and like nothing else. So it was kind of sad to see, to be honest. And yeah, I'm worried, bro. Bonfim, after getting fraud checked by the GOAT Dolby, has been looking very good, very aggressive, great submission game, great grappling. And yeah, I'm very worried for my boy Steven, bro. It's a little fucked up. The UFC's doing this to him. But I think he's gonna get subbed first round by Gabriel Bonfim. I'm be rooting for him, though. I pray he fucking lands a flying knee or some shit. But like, come on, UFC, you're gonna give him a fucking grappler prospect, unranked. That's how you treat your veterans. Come on, man, fucked up. Alright, next up, we got the main event of the evening.
We got Derek Lewis versus Teixeira. We got Derek Lewis versus a guy with one fight in the UFC. He had a good fight in the Contender Series, but the guy he fought was trash. And he put him out accordingly. And it's a Derek Lewis fight, bro. How am I supposed to predict this shit? Teixeira should win. He's like 6'7" or something insane. Okay, why can you not see their fucking stats? Am I dumb? Oh, there we go.
Oh, thanks. I really needed to know his leg reach. And he's apparently a height. Okay. He's 79 inches, centimeters. We'll never know. What the fuck, UFC? How goddamn tall is he? I think he's like 6'7". Okay, yeah, he's like 6'5", 6'6". He beat fucking Junior Tafa. Or the other one, Justin Tafa. I don't know. And he looked great, you know. He fucked him up in that fight. I think he got him in the clinch. I think he landed a nasty elbow, if I remember correctly. And we know how Derek does against elbows.
With that Tai Tuivasa fight, so yeah, it's a Derek Lewis fight. It's impossible to predict. The thing that I do worry about for my boy Derek Lewis is he's not in the apex. Derek Lewis is a monster in the apex for some reason, but when he's fighting in front of a crowd, he just kind of chokes. As of recent, and that's kind of why I'm worried for him, to be honest. I guess he did beat Nascimento in front of a crowd, and this is one of those fights where like I could see him chopping the tree. I could see a Volkov type of knockout where Teixeira's got his chin way up in the air and Derek just clips him with a clean right hand after getting beat up for a while in the clinch. But yeah, I'm worried about those elbows, so I'm gonna go Teixeira by like second round knockout. But I'm gonna be rooting for Derek Lewis. I hope he gets the overhand right. I hope he sneaks some shit in, maybe does some judo throws, and takes out Teixeira. But yeah, my brain's telling me to Teixeira by second round knockout. But overall, as a card, pretty good. Not too bad, not too bad. The placement's a little confusing to me. I don't know why this fucking Tafa fight and the Austin Lane Petrino fight, low-key, are on the main card, but Cheedy and Jake Matthews and Max Griffin and Chris Curtis aren't. Bit weird. And the Mike Davis fight makes zero sense. Like, what the fuck? Makes no sense. But pretty good card. Solid fight night. A lot of good fights. I think this will be a very fun card. I think there will be a lot of exciting fights. Not too many stinkers on this one, but you really never know these days. So, yeah, those are my picks and predictions for UFC Fight Night. Lewis versus Teixeira. Thanks for watching. Have a great night until the bedbugs bite. Peace.